Hey, what's up, crew? I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Today's video is going to be really cool for you DGB agents that are using chatbots and you want to get that information that you collect from the chatbots into your DGBA CRM. Again, this is a very, very specific tech video, but I know a lot of you guys have been asking for it, so here it is. A couple things that you're going to need before we get started. Thing number one, you are going to need your DBGA API keys and sheets. Okay, so if you guys contact the resources department or whoever it is who handles that stuff, they'll send you over a document that looks like this, and this is going to have very, very important information for you guys that you guys will need to do this setup. Secondly, obviously you'll need the Manychat account, Manychat Pro account, and you will also need a Zapier account. All right, this is the software that we're going to use to make this integration happen. And how this works actually is if you guys are familiar with Manychat, hopefully you are if you're watching this video, right? You've probably created some flows and are collecting leads or something. You want to make this integration happen. You want to first send your information to a Google Sheet. And that is a free integration that Manychat has where you can take the information collected from the Manychat custom fields and send them over to a Google Sheet. So first step is first, you guys need to have that set up, right? So you will need a Google Sheet and you will need it labeled like so. All right, and once this Google Sheet is labeled like so, and this is just for the fields, you don't have to label it just like me. You need to label it as if, like what information you want to collect, right? That's how you need to label it. All right, for me, this is some information that we have collected in and what is needed. Now, you do need a phone number, and you do need an email field in order for DGBA to accept the lead. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to collect the user's email address, and I'm going to show you the workaround for that here coming up. All right, but you will need this. So those are the things that we need. Your API keys, have a Google Sheet created with your things labeled from the top, all right, and then put in a sample lead in here in the second row because we are going to test this information as we always should test our stuff, right? Okay, cool. Let me shrink this screen just a little bit here. There we go. I don't know if I made that worse or better. All right, okay, that's better. Cool, so we got that set up. So we're gonna go into Zapier. This is, again, our integration software. You guys will need to have the $25 a month program in order to make this thing happen. Zapier is an awesome tool. There's a lot of cool stuff for it, and I'm gonna do some more tutorials probably with it because it's very cool. So up here in the top right corner, you see this Make a Zap section. You're gonna go ahead and hit that, and that is going to pop you in to this thing here. Now, what Zapier does is it takes an action step and makes a reaction, essentially, all right? When something is triggered, an event is triggered, you want a follow-up event to occur, all right? And this could be a string of follow-up events as well. So for us, we want to use this Google Sheet, and that's why we need to have this sample lead in here because we are going to send, the trigger is going to flick on whenever a new sheet is updated. And again, and you are able to do that inside of Manychat, so you guys will need to have that set up. Okay, so when you're looking for something inside of Zapier, if you haven't used this before, you literally just type in whatever you want, and pretty much any software is here. It's really, really cool. All right, choose event. So I want a new spreadsheet row. So when a new spreadsheet row is triggered to the bottom of the spreadsheet, wow, okay, when a new spreadsheet row is triggered, that's what we want our trigger event to be. Okay, you're going to have to connect your Google account here. Mine is already connected because I do a lot of this stuff. So there's mine. If you need to connect your account, there'll be something like add a new account, and it will just be, a window will pop up, a Google window will pop up, and will say allow Zapier to have access to your Google Sheets, and you just click continue, and then it'll pop up here. All right, then you're going to find the spreadsheet, and this is the spreadsheet name for us. The spreadsheet is Sheets DGBA Test. Let's see if I can find it. I have a ridiculous, oh, there it is, thank God. All right, I have a ridiculous amount of sheets in there. All right, so worksheet is going to be the name of the worksheet, which is typically sheet 1 unless you name it something different. So we want to do sheet 1, and we're going to continue. Now it's going to start pulling this data from that particular spreadsheet, which it's doing right now. All right, so we want to test and continue. And what will happen is, again, that data will pull over. Now I want to make a quick point why this is finding that information. When you put in the phone number, this is how Facebook transports the phone number into Google Sheets. All right, it's a straight phone number with a 1 in front of it, or the country code. All right, you need to put the sample in like that. All right, so put a 1, and then you can just put a sample number in. It doesn't have to actually be a real number, but it should be the correct number of digits. All right, so now do this. All right, so with DGBA, it's a cool CRM software, but it does require very specific measurements when you're importing data. All right, and one of those specific measurements is a phone number cannot come in looking like this. All right, it doesn't want the 1 on it, but when Facebook imports the information over, it puts a 1 on it. All right, which puts us in a little bit of a dilemma. So in order to fix that, we are going to do some custom coding, and I am going to do the custom coding for you, so don't freak out. I got your backs. All right, so code by Zapier right here. Choose an app, code by Zapier, select event. We're going to run JavaScript, continue. All right, and the input, we want to put phone, this, and we want to pull the phone number from the Google Sheet. All right, so when you click this button over here, that will populate all of these options, these predetermined fields that you guys have collected. So you see phone, and then you'll see that sample phone number that you placed in there. All right, now we want to place the code in. And let me go ahead and grab this code from over here. It's not going to let me open Google Docs. And what this code is going to do, it's really simple. What this code does is all it does is goes into that field, it finds that phone number, and it cuts the 1 off of the phone number. So when we want to go and we want to go and use it inside and import it into our DGBA software, it will do that without the 1. All right, I need to change this guy right here. And this code is located for you guys conveniently down below the video in the text area. All right, so you can go and grab that, copy it, and paste it directly into where it says code. Continue. Looks good. Test and continue. And for all of you guys out there, if you are a tech person, there may be a better way to do this, right? I'm not saying that I'm a tech genius, and by no means am I. I don't know any code. I have some friends do this for me, but I'm pretty good at Zapier, and if there's a better way, please, by all means, tell me. I'm down for it. I'm down for something easier. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to webhook this information in. Okay, so if you type in webhook, you're going to go webhooks by Zapier. Hey, what happened there? There it is. Choose an action. We are going to post and continue. Okay. So now this is where your information is going to come into play, where you need that API information, right? And I'm going to go over to my stuff here. Okay, so post URL is, let's see. Okay, it looks like, I'm just going to go ahead and pull it over for you guys so we can all see this together. So inside of your thing, you'll see that post URL, and I can't really quite read it. It looks like api.crm.digitalseniorbenefits.inboundlead, right? That's what it looks like. So we're just going to go with some form of that. You guys should just copy and paste off of that, all right? So let's just say, because I don't have a DGBA access login, so I won't actually physically be able to test this. So you guys should just copy off of your actual sheet. Inbound lead. Okay, cool. Sweet. So that looks good. We're going to leave that payload option there. And now we're going to start inputting our data, okay? And the data, what we're going to do basically is we're going to select which information we want to import, and we're also going to select our personal API information, right? Because they need that information in order to make this integration occur. Okay, so where do you get this info at? All right, well, here's where you get this info at, inside of your API packet. All right, they make this really simple for you. So you see this API underscore user, API underscore key, first underscore name, last underscore name, full underscore name. Those are the fields that you need to match up with our Google Sheet fields, all right, except for these API user keys, because obviously that will just go straight into there. So we have full name, we have email, we have phone number, all right, so we can do those now. So we're just going to, oops, pulled out the wrong one. There we go. All right, so we're just going to go here, and we can go full underscore name, and this is in no order, guys. Don't worry about the order here. And then we just want to tell it which field we're going to put in. All right, and we're going to select from the spreadsheet row, full name. There it is right there. Going to add another one, and we're going to go phone. And we're going to go, now this is the one that's different. Remember, we need to cut that one off of there. So under the JavaScript, we have our phone number. And if you guys have tested this, you will see that the phone number now does not contain the one in front of it. See that? Pretty cool, huh? Pretty slick. So we're going to put that phone number in. Go, we're going to add email. Now, some of you guys may not collect email for a chatbot, and that's okay, all right? But it is required to have an email in there in order for DGBA to accept the lead. That's one of their requirements. Okay, so what you need to do, as opposed to going up here and selecting email, right? If you select this, it is going to grab this row every time a lead populates. And if you're not collecting email, there will be nothing that populates inside of that row. And if there's nothing that populates inside of the row, the lead will not go through. All right, so if you are collecting emails, you would put it like that. If you are not collecting emails, you can just type it in. All right, just like that. You can type in a test email. And you'll know, obviously, that this is not a real email, or you can put no email, but it needs to see the @something.com. That's what it's looking for, I believe. All right, so just like that. That's fine. All right, cool. So now we're going to go and continue this. Now, if you're doing state, here's a couple of options. You either are collecting the state info inside of your Manychat, which you can then import over here. Number two, if you're advertising in a singular state, let's say that you're just advertising in Ohio, okay, you can just type that in. So you can go state, you can go Ohio, like that. And when you type it in, it will import the same thing every time. It does not dynamically change. Like this one is going to dynamically change, and this one is going to dynamically change. This one will be the same every time, this one will be the same every time. If you're advertising in multiple states, the only way for you to get the proper state in there is to actually go in and collect the state, or select, is to collect the state. Now, here's where the tricky part comes in. DGBA, again, their software requires the state to be in a number form, all right? And I'm not going to scroll through this too much because I don't know what's under there, if anyone's information on there. But it is a number. Each state is represented by a number, okay? So how they have it set up, it is in alphabetical order, but that information will be on your DGBA API keys. All right, so for the state to have a number, and again, it's in alphabetical order, so the first one is Alaska, I believe, or yeah, I think it's Alaska, is number 1. All right, and then so Ohio would be somewhere, I don't know, 23, 33, somewhere in that length. All right, so instead of putting Ohio, it actually wants to see a number like this represented. Okay, and that number will then transform into the actual state inside of your CRM. All right, so it will only accept a number inside of this field. Okay, so we have full name, we have phone number, we have email, we need birth date too. Let's see here, I can't remember what birth date is. Whoops, that's not what I want. Let's see if I can find birth dates. I'm going to pull this over here. Again, the information is going to be on your API document. All right, so it looks like it's date underscore of underscore birth. Date underscore of underscore birth. You're going to go in, select the Excel sheet, select the age, and there we go. All right, so now the next thing is we need to tell it where to go, right? Where is this information going? Well, it's going into your particular CRM, and your particular CRM has specific API information. All right, so API user is API underscore user, like this. And then you're going to physically type your code in here. Again, I don't have access to a CRM, so you will type in your code here. It looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-ish digits, right, of combination of letters and numbers. Call it something like that. All right, then we'll need our API key as well. API underscore key, like that. And this is a very, very long number. Okay, so you're again going to type this in. It's going to look something like that, all right? And now you are ready to rock and roll, okay? So you have your phone number, your email has got to be in there, age has got to be in there, API user, API key has got to be in there. Going to scroll down, last little piece here we're going to do is we need to put in our information, our password, okay? So where you see this basic authorization, we're going to type in, separate the username and the password. So your username, I don't know, it might be your email address. So it might be something else, I'm not sure. So username, it's going to go here. You're going to grab this little pipe if you don't have it on your keyboard. You can paste it right there like that. And then you're going to type in your password for your CRM. Okay, this has got to be exactly like that, no spaces. And the rest of the stuff has to be exactly like I expressed. Or you can get an error kickback. All right, so let's go continue. And now you're going to test and continue. I obviously am not going to test and continue because it will come up. Well, I'll show you what it looks like. It's going to come up failed because my information is not real. Okay, but you guys should get a green submission. It should say gone through. You need to then go into your DGBA software and make sure that that information has gone through, and then you are good to go. Last thing, if there's something wrong, if there's an error, it will tell you. It will say phone number not recognized, or email field not recognized, or state field not recognized, or something is required. Okay, it will tell you. Then you'll have to troubleshoot and see what you did wrong. All right, but most of all, if you follow this just like that, you guys should be okay. Name up here. You want to name your Zap? We can go DGBA, or we can go Sheets to DGBA. Just like that. We always want to turn it on. Okay, it's not going to let me turn it on because there's an error. I can skip the test if I want to. If you guys don't turn it on, it won't work. All right, I know that sounds crazy. I know you're like, Jerry, I understand that. That makes sense. You would be shocked how many people, when they say, Jerry, something's messed up here, they don't have it on. It's over 50% of the time, right? So turn it on, and you should be ready to go. That is all set up for you. You're ready to rock and roll. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're just new to the channel, if you're just hopping on for this one particular thing, we got lots of cool stuff on here. Feel free to subscribe and check out some of the other cool videos. And if you are just starting up your Manychat stuff and you want a little bit more help with that, we do have access to a free training course, a free Manychat training course. I will tag that down below in the comment sections. along with this code. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, as always, put those in the comment section and feel free to check out our Facebook group. All right, that's a wrap, guys. We'll see you next time.